Motivation, it don't disappear because you lazy. It disappears because your brain simply does not trust your plans anymore. My name is Angie, your favorite journaling mentor. And today we are talking about not just the hype of motivation, but actually making sound, clear decisions that surpass the emotion and the highs of being motivated. I want you to picture this. Think about the moment you got this amazing idea, right? You are super excited. You're smiling from ear to ear. And you're like, oh my gosh, I am going to do this. We don't use the word implement, but I'm going to do this, right? I write it down. I call the people. I'm even looking up domain names. I'm a business owner, right? So I'm looking domain names up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's available. I'm about to start this new business idea, right? And I jump in and I start, like, I go down a rabbit hole. Maybe a day, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. I am down this rabbit hole. And what happens is the motivation begins to decrease day by day, by hour, by minute, right? It goes down this scale and you feel ashamed, you feel lost, you might even feel disappointed because you don't feel the same way that it landed with you from the beginning. The emotion, the adrenaline, the excitement, right? You told people and you're like, oh, I'm so lazy. I just can't even process the idea. I just drop the ball every time, right? It's not about dropping the ball. Let's be clear. What it's about is you didn't take the idea, the motivation, the energy, and create a clear path for it. Your brain was like, whoo, it started firing, and it was like, great, great, great. And then the energy went down because you had to come back to regular life, and it was no plan. It was no plan in place. It was no clear path. It was just an idea that you threw a bunch of stuff at and you left it there. And your brain was like, I don't know what to do with this. What do you want me to do with this? I'm going back to doing what I was doing. It's time to go back to work. Like, literally, your brain is like, we've been here, done that. And this chick is playing games with me. I'm going back to doing what I was doing. I'm comfortable here. You ain't writing no plan out for me. I'm done. So I want to reassure you, I've been there, done that. You've been there, done that. Let's keep it real. It is not about being lazy. It is about your brain not having a landing plane. It doesn't have a plan. It didn't process it out. And it was just messy. The energy went away and it just left you, feeling some type of way. Let's talk about the activities that take place that can take the motivation and not turn it into a lie, right? Let's start telling ourselves the truth because when we begin to tell ourselves the truth over and over and over again, that motivation, the energy, right? We don't want it to go away, but it begins to linger. You still get excited 6 months in, right? After the idea has landed, after you made your first win. So I'm going to give you an example. And this is so true. I didn't experience it until I was like in the game. I used to invest in mobile homes. So I was a real estate investor. We bought a mobile home park, the whole nine. You go into real estate investing, and what the old heads tell you is, it sounds good coming off your mouth, right? The roll of the tongue. I'm a real estate investor, right? So you have your funds, you get access to it, you got your own money, however you go into your first property, right? The one thing, whether it was mobile homes, whether it's brick and mortar, whether it's, a single family home, whatever it is, they tell you the faster that you get your first deal, the longer you'll last. And it is so true. I remember we landed our first, we had been like playing with it, right? And when we got serious, we landed our first deal within about a month. So we got the money. We went looking for a property because we had to figure out which lane we was going in first, right? So once we found it, did the history study, found where we could make the most money from and the situation, how we wanted to handle it, and we took that same energy and we would drive around town, pull it up on the map out mobile home parks, and figure out where we were getting our first property from, right? I remember driving for sometime 2, 3 days straight, 4 or 5 hours out the day. I was in the car driving from park to park. And I remember getting out the car, and the more people we talked to, the more excited you get. But I drove, it was about a 4 hour drive, and we went to this park, and the lady was like, so we'll go ahead and close this deal. You give us, we had worked the deal out. It was a sweet deal. You give us the paperwork, da 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 da, all of that stuff. Logistics don't matter at this point, right? What happened was we got our first deal in 1 month. And because of our history, we were in construction, so we actually knew how to fix the properties. She gave us a property that was kinda, like, not on the books, so nobody was living there, it needed a lot of repairs, and she gave us that for free and gave us lot rent, and it made us, when I tell you, within 6 months, we had 24 properties. I'm gonna repeat this again. We went from landing our first property in 1 month, we got 2 for 1, and in 6 months, we had 6 properties because the motivation had a plan. We were motivated, we were excited, the adrenaline was high, we was getting them in, we started landing people in the properties, and it was nonstop. It was because we had a plan. We wrote it out, we took a journal, we took a whiteboard, we literally mapped out how we were going to make money in our business. So the motivation didn't just have hype and adrenaline. It came with a plan. So we were able to sustain that energy for months on end. We didn't have any fear of calling somebody. They said no. We was like, okay, next, your loss. So I want to tell you, when motivation kicks in, make a plan. Make a plan because it would outlast the energy. I promise you it will. So as we land the plane on this video, I want to remind you, don't not get hyped, right? Don't not get excited. But I want you to write out the plan. The idea strikes. Now take a month. Get a calendar. Get a physical calendar. You know me and paper, right? Get a physical calendar and write out what you're going to do every day, even if it's only 30 minutes. Intentional, right? We all about setting intentions. Intentionally write out why you're motivated, why you're excited, what you're going to do for the next month for 30 minutes a day to make this goal happen. Are you going to call somebody? Are you going to look up databases? Are you going to email somebody? Are you going to go visit people? Write out something that is sustainable that you can do, whether it's once a week, every day, something that you can measure that will lead you to the goal that the motivation gave you when you thought of the idea. Things don't come out the sky and magically drop. We have to have plans and we have to put them in place in order for them to make the goal happen. Now we talked about all this plan and action taking and all this other stuff. But if you need help, you like, Angie, that sound cool in theory, but I've tried it or I don't even know where to start. Make sure you click the link in the bio and join like a CEO. It's for free right now. Sometimes we going through, decision making skills, right? But for right now, when you're watching this video, it is free. Click the link in the bio, join us because we not only talk about the decisions that you need to make, but we help you write the plan. So you won't have to do it alone. Make sure you like and subscribe and catch the next video.